This is the prompt I'm using. Let's make it work. All right, so it's going through the modules, and here we are. Let's take a look over here. We click, and it's ran a test, unexpected. Let's pop over there. Boom. Hey friends, Harrison here, and today we're going to learn how to build a make automation by just using Claude skills and make. No drag and drop, no module hunting, no clicking through 14 drop downs to find what you need. If you ever wanted to use make to do the boring stuff for you, I think this video is for you. Also, it could really help you streamline your processes when it comes to blueprinting, building out different iterations, and testing what you have built against what it would build. So what are we actually building today? So at Automanium, anytime somebody fills out a new contact form, someone, and by someone I mean me, has to move that information or data into a Notion CRM, into a task manager, and potentially ping my team that somebody has come into the pipeline. Today, we're going to automate the entire thing. And here's the twist. We're not going to build it and make ourselves. We're going to have Claude build it for us. Quick definition. Make skills for Claude are a bunch of empty files giving context to Claude. It gives deep expertise on how Make actually works. Paired with Make's MCP server, Claude can look at your Make account, pick the right modules, configure them, and hand you a deployable blueprint. Furthermore, after doing this, I realized it's not even a deployable blueprint. It's something that actually works. Right off the bat, I should call this out that Make Skills is in beta right now. It's actively improving. So results aren't always going to be perfect on the first try. And I should warn you that you need a test account. Do not use this in your actual environment, just for the beginning. And more importantly, when prompting Claude to develop these things, the context matters the most. Give Claude the make.com modules that you feel most proud of so it knows how you build. Give it context, give it information, use the plan mode, because after that, you just sit back and watch it do its thing. Let's get into it. So first we need a couple things in place. We need a Claude paid plan. I have that good to go. And then number two is a make account. Now, I wouldn't recommend using this in your make account that you use to run your automations. And I don't think it's recommended here. As you can see, use with caution. So I actually created a test account that we have. I would recommend creating a test account as well. You get 1,000 credits and you get to really iterate and see if you can make Claude skills work for you before actually putting it into your workspace and workplace. So once both accounts are ready, let's install Make Skills. So if we go down here to the bottom, we have three ways to install: plugin install, manual, setup, and downloads. Now, it says here the recommended path is in Claude Code plugin via terminal. Now, the recommended path is there not because it's the preferred way to use these Claude skills. It's just because when they roll out an update, it will automatically update. If we download these and we go ahead and install them in Claude, then when they come up with a new update, you're going to have to constantly download and reinstall. So I just downloaded all the skills here. So what we could do is go to here, click Settings, Connections, Customize, go to Skills, and as you can see, all the skills are here, all the context. And now if you want to add it, create skill, upload skill, drag and drop. There we go. Open. And you can replace it. So as I was mentioning before, once those skills update, this is what you would essentially do. I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go back and rock over here. So I'm not using Terminal. I'm using Cowork to do these builds. So the next thing is that we actually have to use and ask Claude for permission to talk to make.com. So I've logged out of my actual account and logged into my test account. Let's ask Claude to connect us. List my make.com scenarios. So the first time you do this, it's going to ask you to connect your make.com account. So let's go ahead and connect. It's going to ask for access. As you can see, it's my test account, Automatium Test Lab. Go ahead and add all those, click allow, and now we're all set. Open in Claude. Fantastic. Claude is connected. Now Claude can see your account. And let's ask list my make.com scenarios. Amazing. This build was from my test of this before, so we know we're in good shape here. Before we let Claude loose, we need to have a couple things ready on the Notion and Slack side. Otherwise, Claude's going to ask us mid-build and it will break the flow. So over here, I have my two databases. Number one, a Notion leads database. I've got mine right here, columns for name, email, company, message, and source, nothing fancy. And number two, a tasks Notion database. Task name, assignee, due date, status, and that's it. And the third thing is the Slack channel for alerts. Let's go over here in Slack and create that now. For me, it's the sales hashtag at Automatium Slack. And the next thing that is really important is to go into Make, click Connections on the left-hand side, and pre-authorize Notion and Slack connections before we start. However, this is the cool thing about Make skills. I can actually ask Claude to do that here. So as you can see, Notion is already connected. Slack is connected as well. This is one of the coolest features of skills. I wish they had this feature natively in make.com, where you can go over into credentials and you can have credential requests where you can ask. Now, you can't do this right now unless you're a partner. However, while testing this out, let's connect Google Drive. It will think in the process, create the credentials request. Extremely powerful. Allow for this task. And now authorize Google Drive access here. I open the link. As you can see, it is asking me to request. I wish we had this just natively in make.com, but you do need to ask for permission and have partner access. But in skills, you can just automatically do a credentials request, which is amazing. Now, I'm not too sure if this is a loophole here or how this is even possible, but just flagging this that it is an easier way to connect your tools and ask for connections, especially when you're building out for some people. So we do have our Notion already connected, our Slack already connected as well. So we're not stuck. This is the part that you came for. We're going to give Claude a structured prompt. I call it a 4-part template, and I'll have it linked in the description for free. The 4 parts are business outcome, trigger, steps, and success criteria. I'll show you mine for this build. Now, when giving context to Claude, a lot of how you want Claude to build out your make.com scenarios, what I would suggest is giving make.com JSON files of your pillar builds. So you can give it some examples on how you build, how you like to build, what are your milestone builds. So it has some context on how to build the way that you like it. Another thing to describe is I like co-work because it's the planning phase first, and after the planning phase, getting that, we can go ahead and build. So let's go ahead and pop that in. Business outcome, that's the trigger, the steps, and the success criteria. So let's read through this together. Capture inbound leads from our contact form, log them into Notion, alert the sales team in Slack, and create a follow-up task so nothing falls through the cracks. The trigger, a webhook, fires when someone submits our contact form. Why is it a webhook? Well, for now, it's a webhook because it's the easiest to test on data or things that aren't live. And easily, I can swap it out for Go High Level, or I could swap it out for WordPress, or I could swap it out for different things. The payload includes name, email, company, message. The steps is create a new page in Notion Leads with all that information, post a Slack message, create a follow-up task in Notion. The success criteria is that the webhook fires, Notion record appears, Slack ping, all within 30 seconds, no duplicates. So let's go ahead and ask Claude. Side note, the reason this format works so well is that it gives Claude business intent, the outcome, the entry point, the trigger, explicit actions, the steps, and a way to know it succeeded, success criteria. Skip any one of those four and the quality drops a lot. So here's where the magic happens. As we're getting the scenario, it's running the skill and gathering the knowledge, right? Finding the tools. It's thinking. Okay, so audit existing scenario against spec, confirm plan and connections with the user, configure modules, webhook, Notion data. So it's giving an entire plan. Good news, your existing contact form capture already implements this exact flow. Right, so it already intuitively found the flow that I already tested this on. Let's build something new. Minor deadup is handled with data stored. Let's build a new one. Which connection should the scenario use? Existing Slack connections. So I wanted to do an entirely new scenario. So if we read through this, webhook received data store, check duplicate. If duplicate, skip if duplicate, create a task. So it has this entire flow here. What I was really surprised is that it even creates the data stores. So as the lead deadup cache, which is crazy to me. And if we go over here, we can see the contact form lead capture is the first one we created, and shortly it'll be creating the second one. Claude wants to execute RPC for make. So the really fun thing about this entire make skills MD is that once pulled in, it goes through an entire process to test. Claude wants to create a webhook, mailhook from make. So as you can see, this can be quite destructive if you put into an environment that you're using actual scenarios and actual tests on. That's why even in my Notion, I created a Notion test account for this as well. So as you can see, the pre or what you give in terms of context is the most important because once it starts deploying and doing its thing, it's going to start creating all these tasks, grabbing all this information, and creating the scenario. And so you don't want to stop it mid prompt. So you don't want to stop it mid execution. So it's even going ahead and testing the scenario, which is crazy. So if we take a pause here and pop over into make.com, we'll see that it's already there and it's testing it. There we are. As you can see, it just tested it. Normally, I would go to Postman and I would test this webhook myself, but it's already testing it. I can see it's testing it right now. Get execution. I'm going to show this as inline and inline. So it's even running the test for me. Amazing. Okay. See the data. I don't want to mess anything up. So this is amazing to me because it has created this here. It checks to see if it's a duplicate, creates a record, notifies sales, creates a follow-up task, and marks as processed. The main point here is that it's using a lot of Claude. uh, The main point is that it's all doing it for you, and it's taking quite a bit of time, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes to do. It looks like the test isn't working. So it's going to check Claude in Chrome. Please open this link to test in your. So again, this is crazy to me because this is what I would do typically in Postman, but it's telling me to give it a test here. Open, which will trigger it. Right. And so it has failed. All right. Just tested it. I honestly thought I would have to test this myself, but it's a surprise to me that it's working on my behalf here. Okay. John Doe, Big Co. Fantastic. The webhook fired, but the Notion create lead module errored at runtime. Mo choked on the schema lookup switching. Wow, this is blowing my mind. So I guess I'm just going to wait until it fixes itself and runs through the entire test here. Let's go back. So it's having trouble with this scenario right now. I wonder what's in the queue. Let's go to detail. Okay, just one of those tests because it didn't process right. Let's go to scenarios. Curious to see what this is. Okay, name, email, company, message. That everything looks right. Generic fields. Okay, wow, it does this crazy formula. Get will, so it's probably gonna throw it through another test. There we go. Oh my gosh, did it work? Wow. and it gave the date as well. So today is the 10th. And now I'm at 90% of my session limit. There you go. It's using so much power right now, but I am over the moon about this. As we can see, it has the person, the company, email, message, source, and it has assignee, due date, not started. Obviously, you would have to do more manual tests. But again, just off the jump, it's a great tool to blueprint, test, push ideas, weigh your build against what they would build. Okay, last step, please click this link twice. Okay, so it's checking to see if, hey, Harrison, okay, new lead came in, perfect, that worked. All right, let's go here. Let's give it another test. Open link. It's firing off the webhook. All right, so it wants me to do it twice. So let's just wants to see if it catches it. Yep, it caught it. Jeez. Okay. Done. It was skipped. Wow. Amazing. And that's it. Quick recap of what we just did. We installed Make Skills. We installed an MCP server with Make. We did this all on Anthropic or Claude. We gave Claude access to our Make account, pre-built our Notion pieces in Slack, pre-built our Notion and Slack pieces, wrote a 4-part prompt, let Claude build the scenario. We didn't get to this, but you should expect it module by module. And then once you've tested it, you can move that into your native environment, the environment that you actually run your automations, and give it another test. Total time on camera, I think I was doing this for like 20 minutes. A lot of it was letting Claude think through these processes. So before you go, the most powerful thing within this whole video was the 4-prompt template. I'm going to have that in the description below or for your reference so you can use it. I found it extremely powerful. Once I gave it the context it needed, it was able to do its work quite well. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see Claude Skills build something more complex, let me know in the description below. I will create a video like that. Give me your ideas. Give me what you would like to see. Always here to explore and test the boundaries of these things. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time.